potential. This here, there is a lot of names on either side of the server that are the future of Counter-Strike. There's names like, obviously, Stare. We're going to see what XELLOW has launched. You just heard from Yanko. But then on the other side, NEOFRAG, Fiku. Obviously, Dexter's an absolute monster. So a lot of tantalizing prospects here today as the LauNX bet odds are favoring OG. But for me, it's a 50-50. This could go either way.
Certainly interesting to see how this one boils on down. You can see the flash lined up for NEOFRAG, and he'll be calling for that if he has any inkling or on a timing. Flash. Frag! Oh. Siphon! Perfect double Glock to the dome. Ouch.
Caught that one. Well, the second part of the trap, the three-man banana lean now starts to press forward for Info, and well, they'll catch the tail of this A hit, making their way up mid and looking to pressure the arch side. Remember, Refresh with a smoke and a molly here. Where does he choose to deploy?
Fiku's going to get a boatload of information if he gets this without dying. Okay, gets the frag and more. Nade to the toes. Xiphon swallows down to 50, and now the rotates in. Nex has been bit this whole time, reveals himself and finds lethality. With XELLOW gone, Fiku can just tap nonchalantly at that head, and they've gotten away. Awkward in the 3-on-3. Bomb to be planted. This gets exciting now for Sprout. Xiphon, just one click is all it takes onto flameZ, and yeah, this one peters out now for Dexter and Fiku. Trying to crawl up short is Dexter. Armored dual Berettas, he needs bloodshed and finds it. Staying dynamic, nimble for the first, but still a 1v2 for Fiku. Needs quick clicks. Oh, just like that, one more would do it, one more would settle it. Refresh dancing with it, the clock on his side. Fiku running him down, and time is of the essence. Refresh has handled business, so down to a 1v1. Recovered, considering the way that started.
Yeah, he got so awkward over towards that arch side, right? Pressing through those smokes and catching them off guard while Nexa was trying to stay alive in pit. But this is the opening from Xiphon. Great shot. This kid could be an absolute laser beam. And then tucks himself in towards the headshot position and removes flameZ as well. So good shooting from him, as well as Fiku, the young gun, on the screen right here. But we'll see the Force by Wars kick off very early here. Now, Dexter, I think he is the most impactful player in the server right here, or at least has the potential to be, and will be starting his campaign in round number 2 with a scout. If it's not a scout, it's probably a deagle, and if it's not a deagle, well, then it's definitely an AWP. So we'll wait and see what this guy has to offer, because he's just a monster, and he loves to set the tone. Now, only a tickle on the toes to tag Stare. Well, I'll follow through nade. Damage exchanged both ways.
Yeah, Fiku's done very well to find Stare. He's isolated, he's locked out, and he's run on down. So they do wrestle to maintain a 4-on-4 and have done so.
The question here is, do you just want to finish B? Because you know the scout was here, right? A CT smoke, a coffin smoke. Well, Dexter doesn't really have too many positions he can play, but they've rerouted and biting down harder OG. flameZ has rotated over to make this 3 strong on the second letter of the alphabet, and it's just Nexa on his lonesome again. flameZ looks like he has enough time to float through Speedway silently, so there might be a 2-2 split of the defenses, but they won't be able to play off of each other if Sprout go now.
Yeah, Nexa might be shepherded into the fight. Xiphon again, good for it. Nice find again from the Dane.
Well, that should be the ref calling this one off, and that should be a Sprout 2-0 start with OG. They would think better of trying to find a kill in this round anymore. So, sorry, go for this round. A kill, that's okay. A scavenged weapon or 2, that's pretty good as well, as they will find a Mac 10. So at least something to work with going into round number 3. Now, Sprout's results to start off the year where they didn't qualify for the IEM Brazil qualifier, right? So qualifying, you know, we all understand how it works. But you got to get there somehow. Now, by not being able to grab themselves that spot, I think it's a wake-up call for them coming into Katowice. Hey, yeah, we do have a lot of plucky riflers. Hey, we just upgraded our AWPer.
Yes, Astralis are knocking on our door for players.
We still have some work to do within the team, right? And there's obviously questions about Refresh and in-game leading. I think he's done a serviceable job, but he does have Berry behind him. Now, that's the last piece of the puzzle. If you look at Refresh in the frag department, he's dropped off a bit of a cliff. If he can in-game lead and find a little bit of old form, man, in the middle of the screen right here, and then you get all these riflers who we've seen have their day in the sun, and now XELLOW under the big lights.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're having a real conversation. Sprout might be one to fear.
And one of the conversations, actually, you managed to wrestle out of Refresh when you ambushed him in the lobby.
Yeah, I was everywhere.
It was good. It was insightful. Was just not only talking about his new addition in XELLOW, I feel like we got a quite clear portrait of what to expect from him. But it was also just talking a little bit about, actually, was it that interview? But he just referenced that he's played against OG and has a good track record against OG when he was on Heroic.
Yeah. So he feels confident in that regard. And I think both of these teams actually do their best work with the individuals, right? They definitely have coaches that help set up the system and the strategies, but when it comes to outmaneuvering one another, that's not the case. It's just going to be about standing and banging. Not an easy technique.
No, restricts blood flow.
Well, Dexter Scout with flames over towards long. Next up, under the porch, and NEOFRAG and Fiku top banana here. So still some weapons to make this one a little bit more difficult for Sprout, but they're going through the paces. Each piece of utility is perfectly placed to give only a certain amount of options available here. And top banana clear, they've got the real estate they want, and that's a nice shot for XELLOW.
Yeah, let's see if NEOFRAG can get anything done. It's essentially hinging on his Mac 10. Fun, as he gets a free one, or at least an opportunity to do so. Doesn't quite follow or track into the smoke as he'd have liked. flameZ tagged up. Wow, actually tagging one through the smoke was Dexter. Stair going to be humbled a little bit, and all these speculative bullets, our observers catching all of them very efficiently. But yeah, you can see nothing has quite connected. They were aware there was a couple of low players trying to profit from that. Looks like a safe exit as well for OG. Notice Zyphon is on the hunt, and oh, he's been spotted out now. Hunting through the arch, and a nice pre-fire from NEOFRAG handles business. 2 SMGs recovered. Or rather, 1 plus that Mac 10 from before.
So the question now is, are we going to keep him?
Yeah.
Do we like the look of these?
It doesn't look like a round I'd be confident in winning.
This is like driving around in the Hyundai Getz when you know in the next round you could have yourself a BMW.
Yeah, sure, but Fiku and flameZ will probably have some BMWs, and then maybe you just... Oh, you don't take a scout.
You've got to be upgrading, surely.
Dexter's got the cash for the big boy scout.
I feel, unless they want to do something completely outside of the box here, which you could have that conversation, sure. Maybe use the SMGs and the best B-spawn players to tunnel them down, but I can see, and you can't, everybody at home, so haha, that Dexter has upgraded into the AWP. Looks like the residual SMGs may be carried through, and this first timeout, quite early, is from Sprout. They've won the pistol, they've got the conversions, and Barry said, all right, let's discuss this first gun round. This is a very important round right here to determine the flow of this first half. Now, Stair, when I first saw him pop onto our screens, he was really good at getting this banana control, right? He was a bit of, I don't want to say like a blunt object. I think he definitely had a big brain, but you would throw him up there and he'd get you the kill, he'd get you the space. He has a Mac 10 at the moment, so that's a pretty good weapon for the job. And you can say that because 4 players on OG do not have head armor or helmet, as we discussed in the shuttle today. Why do we call it a head armor and not helmet? Thanks, Maui. Now that's in my head. But I'm going to go with head armor.
Yeah.
Just because I will not change. I am stubborn.
There's armor, and then there's head armor. Otherwise known as a helmet. Damn it, Maui.
Yeah, right.
Things you can't unhear.
It's just hurting me, but look at this from Dexter. Okay.
That's the AWP.
Yeah.
The audacity to go for something like this on your first chance to the big green. It's going to work, isn't it? Oh, looks away. No.
And the silent jump.
Yeah, it paid off. He could have paid off a whole lot more, but Dexter doesn't quite realize what he's evaded.
And people may have just noticed, if they've got some good eyes, that the smoke, the aggressive CT smoke holes, was just fading. So Dexter knew there was a timer on that play, had to respect it, and it's given an opportunity now for Sprout to basically have all the map control that they would like. They know they can have Boiler. They have full banana control. The only thing that they need to pick up is brackets, as Refresh doing his best Cadian cosplay there. The in-game leader running back to pick up a bit of residual utility. But look at all the nades they have. 4 mollies left over, a bunch of smokes, a couple of flashes. You could laden this entire B bomb site with flames, and maybe that's exactly what they're going to do. Fiku, Dexter, and NEOFRAG to defend.
Zyphon trying to sell a bit of a fake here with that smoke up. Molly quad, but now the assault comes in. Now there are 3 members of OG here, and yet to see a commitment. Dexter posted. Should be a smoke here. And the flash arrives just ahead of the smoke. Counter flash available would be early and is running light on them. It's going to be Fiku to try and set up his squad. NEOFRAG still on that boost. Does well with the MP9 to find the first flames as well onto XELLOW. Fiku under a lot of scrutiny has thrown that divider smoke, which usually leads to more. Not this time. 8 seconds though, no chance at a plant unless Refresh can get himself out of trouble. It's clean. OG defend against the all-in.
Yeah, I think the one mistake right there, and I didn't catch on which player it was on, but the fact that that molly comes out, the incendiary, to stall the play after you've nuked the site, right? You need to take advantage of that. And they had one smoke remaining that they could have used for the extinguish, but they used it to re-smoke CT spawn. And, well, at that point, the CTs had rotated. They already had 3 there. The mollies are no longer in play. You still have to worry about every angle and every corner. And that's a left-right good night, as seeing some stars are Sprout. OG will pick up there first. And I think the most interesting way to look at most of these rounds is where is Dexter?
Well, he's made that clear as he fires off a loud shot that echoes across Inferno.
He really does set the tempo for this team. CT side, T side, it doesn't matter. This guy, hey, I've got the spawn I'm picking here. Hey, I'm looking for this fight. He is the fire starter for OG.
Yeah, now, speaking of fire, flameZ is going back to be tested on short. Next to been living in pit. This time, oof, definitely not rent-free. In fact, they've come to collect. Nades, bullets raining in. flameZ 1, but 2 right back. Sprout into the A site now, and Dexter second-guessing the commitment.
Well, yeah, they took that sound cue. You were right. They know exactly where he is with the shot. They tried the Furia one-way smoke top banana. He had a pot shot, and they went, I think we'll go A.
Whoop. B.
Let's just take some space, and they did. I think there was a bit of a team flash for poor Refresh as he entered the site there. Looked like he had the hand over the eyes, but regardless, they mop up the mess here, and his stare. He grabs his, lonks the other, and, well, that's the bomb site completely given over here. They will retain 3 rifles, an AK, an AWP, and an M4 for round number 6 coming up shortly. Well, this is tidy from Sprout. I think in the previous, I bet they couldn't believe how much space they got given in that round, so able to grab one on the bounce back. Those saved guns will profit another buy for OG.
Speaking of geniuses, EG versus Fnatic.
Big fixture.
Huge one. Yeah, I'm not going to give you the update, but we'll just recommend you give it a quick passing glance. As we saw, of course, EG turning and popping heads just over in Copenhagen or wherever they were.
Yeah, in the studio there for the spring groups. Yeah. So it's good to... Oh, okay. We do have Big coming up next against Complexity. So there's the Germans. Yeah, Keto there, Faven. Oh, and they're even having a bit of fun. Look at this. Halzerk, the mullet man.
Yeah.
Yes, he can, the mullet man. Floppy, Grim, Graham Messioso Pitt. I got him to give us a classic double thumbs up yesterday.
Did he actually?
Oh, he obliged.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And look, you can get prepared for their fixture. It'll be coming after this best of 1. We just have a bit of a technical doohickey right now. This has been called by OG. So hopefully we can get this one sorted ASAP and get things back underway for all of you at home. But if you want to contribute on the social medias, use the hashtag IEM, tag Machine, tag SpoonJ. You can find our Twitters. You can let us know how you're doing, how are you watching. It's the play-ins. It's Wednesday. I woke up and thought it was Tuesday. What day did you think it was?
Yeah, that would be a good question.
Yeah.
Too. I know it's reset day today, so I get to open my great vault when I get home.
The great... Oh, that's a world of witchcraft.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. We do have a later start tomorrow, so there could be some late night video gaming.
No, thank you. I'm going straight to bed after this, I reckon.
What, about 4 p.m. in the afternoon?
Maybe not. Maybe I'll give it an hour.
All right.
Or 2.
Rush is already asking where we're going for dinner.
Is he?
Yeah.
Rush doesn't
loves a free meal, doesn't he?
I'm hearing shots.
But I'm not seeing... Oh, that's why we're hearing shots.
Oh, okay. Weird flex, but okay.
It's technical.
It is.
We got Roy and Refresh.
And Refresh is watching Roy.
And we're watching them.
And we're watching them play Counter-Strike. And here they are, as we watch more people play Counter. Stare. Going to be starting his progressions. What's going on with the audio here? It's because...
I think we've got layers upon layers. But Alex, remember... It's probably just us.
It's probably just me.
It's probably just us.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused. I was having a meltdown. It happens. Dexter, though, again with his forward position.
Every round it'll be aggressive.
Yep.
Don't you worry about that.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So that's Top Banana acquired. Sprout, they can check it off the list. We have that. Top Banana control. CTs are in the dark as to what lies around that corner.
Look how big the gap is right now because of this gamble playing apartment. So they're holding on to. Seems to be the right maneuver. They've stacked 3 towards B. They can be fast on the flank, but long is open. Now if Zyphon prods, which I don't think he will, there's going to be a flash and a fight here.
Yeah, they're coming, all 3 of them. Oh, just as he's got his nades out, looking the wrong way, completely caught out. Refresh tries to bail them out, but it's 3 for just 1. Quite the deal, quite the bargain. OG will take it.
Zyphon just pipped the gap that we were talking about. So he has arch side. There's 40 seconds left on the clock, and if you try and wrap around onto A, you've got to worry about Degster and Pit and Nexa in holes. Not going to be an easy round to get them out of their hardy holes.
Yeah, Degster, no slouch on the AWP, but successfully baits the shot. XELLOW gets a second chance. Perfect angle for Nexa. Stops the crawl to his Pit player, and the rest just falls into place beautifully. And they'll double from the in-game leader. OG up to 2. Sprout 4. Finance is questionable.
Yeah, and that's where I was about to take the discussion here, because you got longs at about 3.2, refresh about 2.8. Zyphon, Stare, and XELLOW could all buy rifles of some variety. And this push right here, so just caught off guard. Maybe taking too long to get all their pieces in the puzzle, and this nice, it was just a staunch, aggressive move. If you're going to posture top banana, we're happy to fight, and that's exactly the type of Counter-Strike you should be expecting to see from both of these teams, as Berry gets back on the mic, 2 timeouts within 6 rounds of play. So giving the orders early, wants to make sure that they can really capitalize on this T-half, because I was the last bunch of events. I think I went Rio, I went the Fall Finals, I went the World Finals, and I went the Blast Groups.
And?
It just happened. And Inferno, in 3 of those 4 events I just mentioned, T-sided.
Interesting.
T-sided, not a question, T-sided.
Desperately thinking through patch notes that could possibly explain things.
Well, I think that the util usage, like in Banana, it's so routine now for everybody that everyone understands the waypoints on this map so well. And on the CT side, if you get in the bin as far as the economy is concerned, and we know retakes are really hard, there's a lot of factors that do play into that. As Degster, aggressive again.
He's trying every trick in the book.
You don't get a free peek against OG.
No way. He's in the 3 rounds we've watched with his AWP, he's tried banana, apps, and now a mid-push. He's getting rushed. They want to run him down. Dexter's got SMGs bounding towards him on the site, still catches Stare, tries to track, refresh, still traded, and good for it. OG with 1 left. It's just XELLOW trying to find them. 1 more to secure round 3.
Timing.
Yeah, flameZ completely caught off. The 1 versus 3 goes 1 to the good. Dancing with trouble and death. Yeah, Fiku provides the support. NEOFRAG and himself will make it 3 for OG.
That was another pounce there. Identify the AWP, try and isolate the other players. This time the riflers do stand up. And put one of those fingers on each hand up. And, well, there's the shot just to the right-hand side there. But the bounding MAC-10's hard to track. And flameZ mops it up here. So well handled and a good round. As the pistols now for Sprout will come out. And as far as pistols go, well, 4 of them are the starters. Oh, Nexa got knifed by a teammate.
Oops. Yeah, that was off the back of Berry's timeout as well. Can be quite deflating to have a game plan and to see it all just disrupted with something quite quick from your adversary. Speaking of quick from your adversary, here comes Fiku. Charging down banana and immediately takes lauNX out of the equation. Zyphon advancing. Degster dancing. Takes the shot, not in a rush. It is 2:20, everyone.
I think your watch is wrong. That time's wrong as well. But I think your watch is definitely wrong. 12 past 2. You're about 8 minutes fast.
Which is probably a good thing.
Okay.
You see what I'm doing?
I see what you're doing. Well, they got 1 back. And that's all they're going to get. Just 1 back. Fiku on for the ace here. 4 to the name. 5. Well, that's the game. He's going to pick up Zyphon as well. Beautiful stuff. 4-4. There's saying a lot of numbers here. I hope it makes sense.
$13,000 dues in Fiku's bank account very early into proceedings here. And I guess that's a product of winning 4 of the last 5 rounds for your squad.
This is going to be a bit of a limp buy here for Sprout. A plant in a round like this would have been fantastic. Unable to muster that. So there will be some Galils on the board to get out that very particular utility. So let's see what set Sprout are starting with here. Degster again. He'll be aggressive mid.
Of course he will.
Hello.
Anyone care to oblige a wide swing? You wouldn't. It's so late! He's got it and gotten away! lauNX going to be mad about that one. You can see Fiku second guessing it. Do I really dare? Take it, dry.
If I'm Berry, I'm a little bit upset though. It's like, we know we're playing Degster. Why are we not throwing a top mid flash? Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Because then Fiku would have had some confidence swinging as well.
So it's not there.
It wasn't, and it's cost him. Let's see if Sprout can maybe muster something more on this T. So they've left the bomb, and then they're heavily puffing up their chest for an aggressive B. Maybe just hoping to find one overextension.
I feel like they should just park Refresh here and back off and take some space elsewhere because they forced the rotation. Refresh should be able to hear this if they're noisy, and if they push for space, that's a hard clear on the left-hand wall, but they've spotted him now.
Oh, they know where Dexter is now. Surely we see some turned tails. And there's a gap in that smoke, so I have a horrible inkling that they're going to get Fiku quickly investigating that top banana area.
Already rotating.
Yeah, Dexter's on his way.
And they haven't taken any space. They didn't test top mid. They've redeployed a lot. Oh no, that's actually a CT smoke, I do believe. So the CTs do not want to allow them to head through the long corridor, want to force them up short or back to B. And I feel this one's a non-starter.
Yeah, with 35 seconds left, it seems that Dexter's opener could be the most impactful frag of the round.
Could be the only frag of the round here if they don't get a move on. 25 seconds.
Oh, he's going to get some more. Here they come. XELLOW, with the bomb on his back, he's running Speedway. Refresh just killed A. Oh,
guys.
Oh, we're going A. It's flameZ. If he kills anyone, he's won the round. Anyone at all. That might do it. That should do it. That's done it. There it is. flameZ has done it with style as well as he weathers the storm of a late hit. I imagine Barry might be calling another one soon.
A lot of indecision in the mid-rounds here. Maybe the idea that, hey, let's try and outmaneuver Dexter is hampering them a little bit here. But here he is again. Second crack at it. This time, oh, he will get away with it. And if you're Longster, you're like, man. Like, that's about all you can say.
I mean, yeah, it's very rare to see someone actively holding middle and then just so late to proceed. I mean, it's obviously on the timing. He must know that he's got to have that fight at a certain time on the top of the clock, but it's very brazen, I think is the word I'd use.
Well, here's an option. Get XELLOW his ult.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Garner some respect, because right now you're just getting pushed.
Jesus, that was a big flash from Fiku. Refresh just blind as a bat. Hard to make calls in sonar.
I love the nuance here of like banana takes and just the different offerings that you have available. And we're going to molly this, so you've set up the expectation they'll be standing here. We're going to do this deep smoke, so you know, and everything, right? We just see it splash onto the screen, but the level of detail that goes into this and the understanding, this is a theory in practice of knowing where you need to look, the nades you need to throw, and they have to be perfect, right? If you want to flush out broom closet, it needs to be a well-placed molly. It can't just be anything. You can't just throw it. It can't be on the fly.
Yeah, I was recently trying to teach myself the quad molly.
Okay.
And there's like 4 or 5 different variations with different spreads, whether it's run, throw, walk, throw, bloody everything. Now, he's actually got himself into the site for a plant here, and it's pretty uncontested. So XELLOW's done a lot already. Just a glimpse of flames and taps the first and the second is getting dangerous as flameZ will save the day. My goodness. Okay, XELLOW. Man's no slouch on the rifle either. That first one was crispy.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And you could see that the aim punch coming into play, he didn't have any armor whatsoever, right?
He thought he had it.
Yeah.
Felt like he
just
did.
Controlling that spray in the final moment. That would have been one way to welcome yourself to the big leagues. But regardless, it was a good attempt and a costly round. And here's the flash forward. Steps out. Not worried about it all. Then the nade sets follow through a close molly. Flash and ET either back or forward. They were crispy, weren't they? And yeah, that final attempt right there, flameZ will course correct. A good attempt, good damage. And you have to keep the mood up here because the XELLOW AWP is now out to contest Dexter.
All right, we're off. We get what we asked for. Damage in the previous. Maybe XELLOW can open up proceedings as opposed to attempt to close. Step, starting his stroll up the banana. Very vulnerable to a wall bang if Dexter is anything like simple. He'll throw one up before he vacates. Does he want to show that AWP though? Or would he rather do it with lethality? Now the shot's been baited. Confirmation of his position. And ooh, some good nade damage sprinkled in for good measure. It gets worse. Their ears are ringing. Their vision is blurry. 3 members of Sprout gobble those high explosives.
Dexter stayed on B. He hasn't stayed rotating around here, so could be expecting the maneuver to come his way as I do like it there. Bit of half wall util. Molly to flush them out from car. A smoke deployed to lock off the half wall, and well, that's going to keep them waiting for about 20 seconds worth of time. Refresh has gone back. He's grabbed a couple of goodies, and now he's going to join the rest of the pack as Zyphon continues this lurk. OG have given up full mid control, so Zyphon actually has a lot more space to be an aggressive lurker. And he's not taking it, he's just containing any pushes.
Dexter has got Fiku essentially throwing a one-way for him. Like, I mean, in case they molly it, it makes perfect sense. Something to play around, but I mean, in terms of playing around Dexter, there's no better embodiment. Here we go. We get to see it in action. Extinguish, line up, throw, gap, we'll see. Fiku, a chance. Squandered. Stare plays it very well, but will they expect another behind the smoke? It's Dexter emerges only for the one, as it should be a Sprout plant and a Sprout round. NEOFRAG accepts defeat. Nexa simply holding on to his M4. Zyphon's been here the whole time. Bit of a standoff between the two of them.
Zyphon at some point should start to relay, or maybe he is, to refresh, that they're giving me so much space on this lurk that I can be a little bit more active here if we want to try and exploit it. Now, look, they pulled off the round without it, so maybe they don't need it. But those tendencies are at least showing that OG are more passive in the site, or they're heavier on that rotation.
I mean, I don't think we've seen a single round where Nexa isn't in pit. It's to say that he'll just sit there, maybe investigate towards the boiler room when action on B. But yeah, this is... It hasn't been very investigative towards the apps. Zyphon's been able to just hang out there every round he wants.
I don't know how Nexus stats necessarily ended up after Blast, right? I'm not looking at the overall stat, I'm looking at impacting games and some of the rounds they're calling, but I did notice it felt like he had a bit more individual impact in some of the Blast games and was
felt like
good, and that's one of the hard things to do, right? You hear him talk, they had some nice pieces over there where they're talking about him as an in-game leader. I never wanted to in-game lead, but people sort of have what it took. I was always the second voice. It seems to be a very common story with a lot of leaders, but it seems like a cop-out, right? But it is difficult to focus on your crosshair, which I like the terminology Yakinda uses, the micro, while you're having to focus on the macro, which is, these 5 pieces of your own trying to joust against the other 5 on the other side of the server. And with younger players, you do have to micromanage or help them out a bit more. So Nexa does have a lot of work here, and that's why OG, the biggest thing this team needs, and well, I'm not sure how much more of it they'll get, but time, right? And we use that a lot, but understandable with people learning the puzzle.
Yeah, but it's not only learning the puzzle, because you've learned it in your own, isolation.
They've stacked 4 top mid here. They think they have banana control. They're going into the stack. Great call here from Nexa.
Will they break through? XELLOW to be set up. Dexter's already holding the perfect line for it. Bang. Easy as that. More damage dealt. flameZ goes wide, clears out mid. lauNX makes it interesting. Need a follow-up. Stare unable. And Zyphon from apartments for the first of the 1 versus 3. A flash could be nice. Gets info onto Fiku. NEOFRAG and Fiku dancing with him now. Molly's great. Should enable a fight to clear out long. Extinguish gets awkward now. Trying to retrieve. Does find the first. Can't adjust. Another valiant attempt. This time Zyphon.
2 of those now, XELLOW and Zyphon. The tail end of the alphabet, both having a crack at opening up some rounds here that look very dire. And just as that information that I was saying Zyphon has been discovering round after round, hey boss, they're not playing close mid. Well,
what do they do?
Hey Zyphon, are you sure? Well, yeah, he has been sure. What a mix-up there from OG. Keep him guessing. The damage here has kept OG in a breakable position. Sprout just need to win 1, make sure they don't save any guns, and they might be able to get a bit of a spree here late within the first half. Here he is again. I think he has to be one of the most active AWPers, if not the most active AWPer.
No doubt about it. And yet doesn't fall into the fault of doing too much. I say that as he could get caught out. Never mind, it's perfect. Nexa is right there as the trap swings shut, and Dexter gets the info. He knows they're already through default. They have got access to this A site, but good grief, is it going to be hard to hold on to.
Oh, spotted.
Nexa knows your graveyard. Worst case scenario as well. Stare in trouble on the stairs, appropriately.
Wallbang him here.
Nade, and now you throw a wallbang in. Go on. Ooh, just to the hip. Safe for now. Still 5v3 XELLOW. And Refresh, healthy and equipped. Stare finally does fall. And now they're trying to close the gap. flameZ the first to fall back is Sprout. Trying to overcome the numbers. XELLOW feeling himself with 3 quick frags. Could have been 4. Good grief, that bomb was very light on time. Perhaps even 1 more would have been enough to delay. But there is 8 for OG. Sprout, they must be sick of this. Close, but no cigar. These heroics not quite converted.
Yeah, if they could be just a little bit more even on the early exchanges, and then someone wakes up with a big 3K or those 2-piece feeds. Another Dexter aggressive move, but another miss, right? He's had more opportunities. He could have definitely found himself more opening kills than he's had thus far, but you'll take that one as well from flameZ, just tracking through the smoke onto lauNX, and that's probably why they couldn't trade. Frustrated there. XELLOW's almost had 2 big rounds, but 8-5.
He's making an early impact, isn't he? At least in terms of turning heads.
Well, that's what they said, right? They said he was flashy in those type of moments, so we're definitely getting that on display here. But if you don't stick the landing, then, well, it's all in vain.
We've been introduced to 2 AWPers today. We had Zevice, or Zevi, of course, from Pain Gaming, and XELLOW. And what we were saying, of course, is that XELLOW is kind of the antithesis of that. Refresh says, man can't camp.
Yeah.
Man can't hold a line.
Good at holding the angles, right? Yeah. So they keep him moving. He said it's not their style. As with all the util, they now want to try their luck in the mid corridor again. Aggressive banana top move. We'll take back some real estate still. We'll be calling this one out, but good block utility here from OG. Understanding that banana not really under too much of a threat, but here they come.
flameZ, good shots through the smoke, leaves lauNX low. And there is a setup here.
Bait and switch.
FeeKu, if he gets one, this setup is already going to spring to life. NEOFRAG to go wide to finish the job. A boost.
Hard clear. Oh, refresh!
Refresh with the double. I think the chicken is responsible. A 6th man has entered the server, drew the crosshair away as Refresh solves the riddle. That's a 6th round, delivered on a silver platter from the IGL himself.
It's a hard clear as well, right? Like, he's boosted up the wall just to go for those 2 kills. That's impact right there from the in-game leader of Sprout. Massive stuff. That's 9 kills. But that's the round. That is huge. That double sandbag setup, you're expecting it to get a multi-kill in that position. You said the chicken. It'd make a bit of a cluck, was it?
Yeah, well, it swung half wall just before Refresh peaked.
Well, this chase right here could determine the last round of the half. Yeah, they want to take everything away before we get to round 15. Oh, and a shot from Stair, just 2 to find.
Dexter's AWP, a priority for OG, but they might not be able to hold on to anything. Nexus let it go, and everything taken away.
Beautiful. CT side broken late. They are bottomed out right now. The high end is 3.9 on NEOFRAG. The low end is 1.5 on the AWPer Dexter. So their cash blown to smithereens here. Sprout can make this a 1-round half. Really good stuff. And they've just been working away, grinding away. Here's the clear. Bang. Beautiful stuff from Refresh. Stair's been quiet.
He has.
Maybe he'll do his better work there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see if 7 for Sprout. Certainly would feel after a couple of those 1v1s and maybes. They can make this happen. Topple the tower. FeeKu and NEOFRAG have been having a bit of a mare in these last 2. Stair post is 6th as Sprout look for their 7th. Man advantage. Feeble buy. FAMAS for OG and only 2 on the site. Nexa and Dexter. Hard pressed to hold this. Good util. Blind. Falls off. Slips off. Bodies stacked up. It got scary with that deagle, but still good for the plant, good for the round. Only flameZ and NEOFRAG coming in late from the B side. Out CT'd, Library and Long.
They just threw the limp smoke. That'll give them some access into the site here, but they will need to brave this. Oh, going for the boost instead. See you later.
Read like a book, Stare. He knows what's up, and that'll do nicely. Well recovered. What a half we're having, and it seems that the most competitive game is still to come, ladies and gentlemen. OG Sprout, not done yet, not by any margin. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back with the second half. Strap in, folks. It's time for the second half. It is best of one. Inferno, and a whole lot of fun already has been had. An introduction to new player XELLOW. I was trying to give him a fun name, but we'll just call him XELLOW for now.
XELLOW.
Yeah, XELLOW. We've been introduced to him. A couple of near misses to brilliance.
What about this one? XELLOW, he's making OG feel mellow. He's won the 1-on-5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mellow XELLOW does sound like a strain.
Yeah.
But it's probably, I think we can do better. I think we can do better.
Right.
XELLOW smokes him. Oh wait, no, that would require the leader. Yeah, never mind, we'll move on.
We'll get there eventually.
We will. So we've got ourselves the odds on the screen and the start of our second half. Still favouring OG, despite, as we saw, Sprout with some shining lights.
I want to preface this round right here because they forced longs back off the line with a decoy, right? So they threw that off the wall, they heard a ping, out. He thought it could have been a flash, so he's dipped back. They have one more decoy of NEOFRAG. They could throw that as a fake smoke to try and draw out Refresh's defensive util here.
Imagine. Oh, you might. Or actually just exec.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Top banana, there's the CT smoke. Now what do you do now? Oh, and an encounter nade as well. Here we go. Refresh, underhands one of his own. Wants to take a fight through the smoke, pushing straight into Fiku. That was the bomb carrier. He just ignores the rest and goes straight for the tail. Okay, NEOFRAG wants to play. Back to turn. We got a messy one now. 2-on-2 with the bomb now down. NEOFRAG's got time. He doesn't know that bomb can be scooped up scot-free. Now here comes Zyphon and XELLOW through CT and across just in time for a safe plant. To take control of ruins perhaps might be their objective. Degster responsible. NEOFRAG just tucks into dark, so they've got a very clear idea as to where these two bodies are on this retake. Clearing one. NEOFRAG does well long range with that Glock, and now all on to XELLOW. Not to be, as NEOFRAG is the chosen one.
3 kills for him. Fantastic work right there, and you're right, it did get very, very messy. That skirmish over towards B through the smokes, the bomb gets dropped, and the key here, the reason this rotation felt like it took so long, after Refresh does this underhand, he pushes through, he gets the kill, the bomb gets dropped, but XELLOW and Zyphon are both still long side. I think they wanted to make their way down mid to try and guard the bomb in banana, but they were a little bit too late to the jump of it, and it meant as they rotated back in, they had lost full side control. Sure, they had a little bit of info, but that's a nice pistol round victory there for OG. We've split pistols in this series here.
Usually bodes very well for a very competitive game.
And a pretty similar looking buy in the second with the force. XELLOW into the scout, the rest with some pistols and some smokes to block key choke points here. But OG, they have a whole lot more in that regard.
What does the bomb being left at spawn imply?
So
a mistake or just genuinely not interested in trying to plant anything?
I think rounds can get pretty scary on Inferno if aggressive CT maneuvers do come through. So the last thing you want to do is take it in banana or in the mid corridor because
get it lost.
Exactly, right? So it's safe for now. If it becomes very late and nobody picks it up, then we can talk about a mistake.
Yeah. Right now, it looks like the frags have come to them. And at about this point, NEOFRAG probably dispatched to go pick it up. flameZ has done well there with his second on the MAC-10. And safe passage through second mid with that bomb. Yeah,
that's traditionally one of the most common places. You know, drop it towards the scooter as you're leaving spawn, right? You can do it for, if you're a second mid player, you can leave it in second mid just near the, like, chicken pit, right, as well. Another easy to scoop up position that's not necessarily in the open. And, well, this force buy very flat here for poor Sprout. 3 MAC-10s, 2 Galils was more than enough to break things open, and really not a whole lot of damage as this flameZ chipped on down to 58. So a very nice round here from OG to be first up to double digits. Sprout feel like they've had some opportunities that have gone awry, like that B execute, for example, early in the first half, a couple of moments like that, whereas when OG are winning some of these rounds, it's like, oh, they've won the round.
I mean, I understand taking everything away, but you're pushing Galils through smokes, or it's a MAC-10. Okay, next is going to make sure they don't have anything to celebrate.
Nice.
Perfect. Couldn't really ask for more. All 5 dead, all 5 alive, and a 10th under your belt. So, first 2 of our second half do go OG's way, and it does seem a third imminent. And then we'll get to see Sprout with some weaponry.
Well, here's some of the action from flameZ, right? He's been having a bit of a game here. Towards the top of the scoreboard, 16 kills in total, and has had some impact. This round right here, as they, well, didn't feel like they knew they wanted to end. He gets 2 kills there as they scurry forward. A couple of annoying kills through smokes as well, so been doing some good work there from flameZ.
Yeah, it does seem very comfortable in the server tonight, today, this afternoon.
Wherever you are.
Wherever I am.
Right now. Live in the present.
Always. Well, I mean, we got a single P250. That's good against those helmets.
Oh, they jumped and they died.
Oh. Well, the P250's still around, and he's going to go for the 1v5. We've seen that before.
Bit of a turn of the head there from Step.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't... It's going to be... 2 rounds where we don't get a kill?
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bang.
And I know that, right, as far as the round count goes, it's only, 4-round difference. But to not get a kill in 2 rounds, especially on a 4-spy round as well right there, think about how much residual cash OG have going forward.
Yeah, it's an amplifier. Yeah. If this gun round goes badly, it's extra salty.
Well, it needs to start now if Sprout want to have any shot on this CT side. AWP for XELLOW, rifles for the rest. Bit of an omission here. Kitwatch, everyone's favorite since Baywatch was disappointingly retired. There's no kit for this round of play, so you all know what that means. We find ourselves in a post plant. Could be a bit of an oopsie. Or a whoopsie.
Or a doopsie. What are you up to? Longs. Flashed, pushed, gets one. Actually kind of gets away with that there. Again, it was flameZ, and he's happy to take an upgrade. Never mind a frag. Still, Longs breaks the silence in the feed. Sprout posted a frag and leaves it in a 4-on-4.
Well, they have this full banana control, and they have no other information. There's not even a lurk across the map to be keeping tabs on boiler aggression, holes push, top mid-eyes, and XELLOW's been left up to his own devices. Uh-oh. They're coming for a fight.
flameZ is ready for this. Holding the line. NEOFRAG boosted up, but it favors them heavily. Zyphon double in defense. Caught pulling out the nade. Oh! Fiku disrupts and explodes with 2. XELLOW, the AWPer, gonna have to opt for a rifle now.
Oh, he's gonna
head to head, straight in front. Oh! Dink exchange. XELLOW saves OG, or rather saves Sprout from a red face. OG counting on Fiku. I thought they were out of that there right up until he finds that second.
What an expensive round, though, considering how the previous 2 went. Not a single kill, all the extra cash for OG. That second shot from Fiku right there, that Mac 10 just whipping to the head, the watermelon exploding. And another bomb plant. A great attempt from OG on what we will call a bonus round. That's more of a classic. They had 3 Mac 10s.
This is what you're talking about. So the first, understandable punish. That is stupendous.
What a shot.
And that's the dink exchange. Fiku so close to closing that one out.
We've had a bunch of 1-on-3s. No one's been able to convert just yet. Fiku may be the closest so far.
That's a good point. A lot of near misses in our today's Inferno. Now, that's number 3. We talked about that.
You just have to, Alex, because of the buy situation. Who's dropping who what? How can we maximize our cash right now? You definitely need to have that conversation. Berry making sure that they get all the goodies in the right places, but they will still be light on in some regards. Stare has an MP9. Refresh is yet to buy. So there are some problems here. This is about withstanding the storm of OG's money. They have a whole nother crack at another gun round, even if they lose this. They get 1 more free shot.
And only need 5 to stay in that upper bracket. Fnatic waiting in that upper bracket, one would assume, if the first half was anything to go by.
Yeah, EG, it's development, sure, but you got to get some wins at some point.
Don't know what you're talking about. Beat the world's best team.
You're poking the bear right now. I thought the wooden spoon was my trope.
Yeah, I decided I'd just try it on for size.
It fits quite nicely.
It does, actually.
Banana again, longs. Put away on the kid's shoulders here, smoking a flash alongside the M4. Still on the jiggle, has no support, floating in spawn. It's going to be Stare, so he's made it back just in time, but they need to make sure they're both playing in the site, otherwise they can be broken up, divided, conquered, and removed from the play. Top Banana, all OGs now, stretching their legs here. And that'll pull another rotation.
Yeah, even XELLOW's floating. I mean, if they can get...
Well, Refresh is in second mid. This is why.
They can get a nice start. If Stare can put anything down range, they're pushing straight through CT. Look at this, a deep CT smoke. They've got ruins, and now an awkward fight for Zyphon. Very cool presence of mind. Stare did go uncleared on that boosty box, and now flameZ is lost 2. Heavy impact for for Sprout, leaves all onto Fiku. For OG, 1v2, and XELLOW denies. It's going all the distance with 2 in a row now from Sprout. We will see that gap close, but as you discussed, that second bite of the cherry available for OG.
Yeah, another crack at this, but if they're able to break them here, Sprout, they can win another, and that was a really good push here from Refresh, right? We just caught that information. Bit of an old school one here from OG. You don't see the Ruins wrap too often. Remember, Fnatic, they brought that into popularity here. But that was many years ago. We're talking 2015. So bringing this one out of the back pocket. I say that. We were running that in Source 15 years ago, so I don't even know what I'm
What, you were throwing a Fnatic smoke and doing it? Or?
Well, we had different variations.
Yeah.
We were definitely running... Look, we weren't playing the game on the highest levels, but we definitely had some strats.
And you could rap. You rapped.
Yeah. I
remember one of my favorite Cloud9 callouts echoing through the old ESL studios. Veggie rap, veggie rap.
Yeah, that's a Sean Gez classic right there. All Cloud9 could do was default.
And veggie rap.
Yeah.
I think that was just another name for a default.
Yeah. Oh, that was their finisher from the default, yeah. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, here we go again. Banana control for Nexa. Taking some space, and lonX and Stera actually playing quite passive here. So, a molly, and likely a flash before he peers around this corner. Waiting for some teammates. There's the flash. It's not going to come. Molly to top Banana to segregate things.
Feels like they're going to just keep this playbook going. Despite it being thwarted twice in a row, the early commitment to Banana is, or seems to be, OG's choice. Now, we are seeing a bit of active CT maneuvers. I see our observer team highlighting this 2-man forward app setup. But the nades come through, and Step will dunk Nexa. NEOFRAG lucky to be alive, hanging on by a thread. Now Bomb is out the smoke, committed to B, and run on down with a triple on Step. Wins the round with 1 magazine of the MP9. Filthy.
And they've had to do this the hard way. It was the one-on-one XELLOW versus Fiku, and then they've had another gun round, and now another gun round. They deny the plant. Now they might get a tiny bit of respite here where it shouldn't be the full buy, shouldn't be all the bells and whistles, but this here from Stera is great. Talked about him being a little bit quiet in that first half. We're getting activated here off the back of this flash, pushes forward. Oh, everybody's favorite kills. The MP9 just chews them all up, spits them out, and prepares the dish for round 22. flameZ with an AK, Deagles for the rest. And the only problem here is if Sprout overcook the pooch, go a little bit too aggressive, give up an opening pick, and allow OG to work their way into a mid-round.
Like taking fights like that, Typhon?
Yeah.
No, never mind. It seems they all got the memo. Let's just fight.
If we all fight, they can't kill us all at the same time.
Right? They probably aren't expecting an AK-47, which was flameZ's investment. He crunched the numbers and has done nothing with it. So Dexter's had a go, flameZ has had a go. Maybe it's NEOFRAG's turn to touch the cursed AK-47. Nex has reserved it. Oh, best case, what have you got? No nades. Yeesh. I think NEOFRAG's going to become the nade.
Yeah, NEOFRAG, can you swing wide and I'll try and trade you, please, sir?
Essentially.
But look at all the nades to the left over here, right? So this is one of the rounds where I think best case Ontario for OG. That's a stunnerism. Where did he steal that from?
I have no idea.
Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah,
he really likes talking about those guys. But in this case, milk out a few more nades, maybe get a kill. That's it. Otherwise, I don't see too much happening here, and they understand that as well. Time becoming a big issue.
Yeah, you would like to humble Sprout, considering that the previous round was very clean. It's not going too well for them here.
Good stabilizing round right there. A chance to get themselves a little bit of residual cash for another buy if necessary. You even have a lot of money on the likes of Stair with 7k. XELLOW can rebuy an AWP. So starting to course correct now, but we're tied up here, legs 11 at round number 23. No AWP available for Dexter here. Right, we saw how active he was at the start of rounds on the CT side, always looking for a fight. Boiler room, halls, peeking down mid, peeking into second mid, banana picks, literally everywhere he possibly could.
Very different call out of the blocks. Just seeing 3 head second mid immediately is a stark contrast to this B-heavy lean. And already, the utility's going to feel different. Refresh realizes something's up, something fishy afoot. And so, OG. Reactive Utils held them at bay, now starting to investigate the apartments.
Yeah, that molly's really becoming meta here. flameZ trying to be tricky with it, right? He's not going to give himself up to that wide angle and flash forward. So, I like to see that. flameZ through the window.
Yeah, we saw Dexter holding that angle. He would have got caught off by flameZ, his teammate.
For sure. Or maybe learned that trick from the man himself.
I was thinking the same. Still, round 23, and we get a full slow crawl. A battle for map control. A bit more bread and butter Counter-Strike.
Precisely, right? This is a bit more normie right here. As 2 towards Ender Halls. We'll have to deal with XELLOW and, well, first Zyphon. If they circle jump out, XELLOW could be in trouble here.
Yeah, it's really hinging on Zyphon nailing this. XELLOW is right open in the open. Oh, they are desperate for these fights to happen early. They don't want to let them creep into the site. And this smoke might be the cue. Perfect timing. Zyphon gets it down and cancels the plans. Stare on the fade. Does well. So does Refresh. Sprout hitting every shot they take. Dexter caught out. Fiku to swing, trying to punish. Will trap XELLOW there, but he's got support. He's got Refresh. He's got Stare. And it's flameZ versus Zyphon to try and disrupt. It's not to be. We are going to be seeing a Sprout lead.
And another relatively clean round. The economy of utility there, with that smoke coming out so late, OG's entire plan was to do a Halls pop with multiple members. And then they completely had to reroute and then just ran out looking a little bit silly and just got peeled apart. So handled, and handled very cleanly for Sprout here. That's a nice round to be winning. They've taken the lead. I don't know how many times we've been able to say that in this map so far. So they have brought things back, and because of the direct approaches in a lot of the rounds for OG when they did have guns, right? It was be execute, right? Now for them to default, well, you've already, I don't want to say wasted, but half of the half is already gone. So setting up those tendencies, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them at this point. And again, another one of these, not Hail Mary buys, but Hero AK alongside some upgraded pistols. This is where you need one of your individuals to step up and be countered with some bangers.
I got some bangers on the menu, it seems, because Zyphon has thrown caution to the wind and decided to bring the fight to Nexa. What a scorcher. Deagle only. No problem.
If that's the way back in, you're going to be feeling very sorry.
Yeah, going for an aggressive maneuver against a partial buy.
Look at this gap.
And never mind, but giving a weapon away as well. Here comes OG.
I don't think XELLOW knows that they're past.
No, his position implies he doesn't. Bang. Looking for the last. XELLOW needs to react because Refresh is gone. Screaming for help. Way too many bodies from every angle. And this round is one Sprout will be desperate to forget.
That is wild.
Can we
wild.
Can we understand that one again? Let's go.
Look, I do not hate the aggressive maneuver, right? It's not advisable, but there are some bogey weapons in play here.
But it's 1 minute 10.
But the gap got pipped because XELLOW, he looked away from that porch side while he was reloading the AWP, and flameZ had just found that perfect timing. So Nexa's opener, and then that timing from flameZ secures the round because you can see XELLOW, who turns around immediately worried about apartments. Well, they don't even know that that happened.
No.
They get caught pantsed around the ankles right there, and they have to save these 2 guns on longs and Stare. That's a rough one. Oh, that's a bit rougher, doesn't it?
Gets rougher, yeah.
They have money, but that is a round, especially when you're mounting this comeback and you've just taken the lead, that you are going to be feeling really silly about. That's one that it could leave a bit of mental residue going forward.
So they come in with Deagles, they leave with 3 rifles and an AWP as well, so that's a lot of money just
that's true.
Flipping and flopping.
Yeah, you'll take that injection
as it
cash,
were,
wouldn't you?
Yeah. Let's see if that gets under their skin. Likely not going to be seeing Zyphon try the mid push again, I'll tell you that much for free. 3 early dispatch towards this B fight. XELLOW, hits a quick one. Nice work, it was Nexa that fell.
You see they forced that, right? They extinguished the molly. You can see the smoke on the radar top banana for him to facilitate that pick. So good work forcing that fight. And now can they hold on to this opening here? OG want to desperately claw this back. 3 in banana. Fiku lingering around second mid for now, but is this another reinitiate? Yeah, it is. Stare's coming.
Well, you have the man advantage, and they want more.
They won't expect this. They will not expect this.
Okay, they're both lining up nades right now. This is... Oh, perfect. Perfect! Gets in, gets out. Never mind. Actually, he's shaking it all about. He's coming for more. Tucked in now. flameZ does have to play this smart because Dexter's holding the cross back, and you're so lucky to be alive, Stare. Dices with death, otherwise known as Dexter.
Well, now someone does need to pick up that bomb if they want to try and finish this round. 40 seconds-ish as flameZ and Fiku search towards A. Refresh and Zyphon to defend with the rotation coming. Ever quicker now that util's being thrown. Dexter has the bomb, but he's very far away. They can still attempt this, but...
20?
He can get there in time. It does look like a save. All right. Could have got there in time if he just legged it, but...
Then you got to get through them.
Yeah, and lose everything, right? So we just talk about that little boon to the economy. Well, they're happy to hold on to this. There's cash left over for NEOFRAG and Nexer to buy themselves. They will not be reliant on drops here. And this is XELLOW looking for some flair in an opening fight. So we've seen both AWPers more than happy to posture forward, force out some errors, and find some opening picks. Varying levels of success and a smile back on the face. So that will feel nice for Sprout here, but maybe something a little bit more direct from OG. Remember Sprout in that first half, once they identified where the AWP was, they were just trying to execute elsewhere. Yeah. If Nexus sets his team up ready to pounce maybe with a fast A play, you can do a really quick long smoke from second mid, get yourself a quick porch smoke, try and fight over towards pit and site. Not to be the case here.
We do have T-side AWP as well. Dexter versus XELLOW. Unlikely to be seen in the head-to-head, but certainly both equipped with their signature rifle.
Maybe they're just going back to a B execute here. So many players in Banana 4.
Oh, Stare, he's in so much trouble. Unless... Are they hoping that they assume it's clear? No, he's just going to go down to Nexer this time. He was trapped. Molly's hindering his exit.
They're accelerating.
Isolated. They are coming in. CT smoke likely to block off XELLOW. Supports with utility as best he can. Flashes in front of Nubox. lauNX eats it, loses the potency. Has the divider smoke and deploys it. And this is falling apart here for Sprout. You can see just one after another they're toppled. It's flameZ again who fills the feed. 22 frags from the Israeli. And we have it. 4 versus 1. B-site just crumbles. It felt like it was just...
It was a bit of a meal, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
right?
sand just tumbling into the ocean.
Yeah, that's a sight hold like a smashed crab. And I want to kind of point a little bit of... let me frame it in a positive way for OG. They put enough pressure on the Sprout players on that B bomb site that they team flashed 3 times.
That's nice.
Right? Yeah. So, because otherwise, they had the right setup and the right idea. XELLOW dropping the molly, perfect. It delays them, it splits them up. The flash is above, great. But I'm pretty sure there was a team flash that came through in one of those moments. lauNX was standing up too far. Maybe the flash wasn't high enough. Refresh also in the feed. I think there was a team flash as he had pushed through the smoke as well. So maybe just a little bit discombobulated as far as the comms went. And, well, sure, still got plenty of cash, but those errors need to be ironed out. OG might want to keep up some of this pressure because Nexer are extinguishing that half-wall molly. That was the key. Oh, they're coming, right? You have to know that this fight is on the way. Tied up again. Another game here that might be going the absolute distance.
Yeah, and Stare was in a bit of a rock and a hard place scenario as well with that hard commitment in that sandbags smoke on the way out. Just
I think Nexer was blind as well, right? Because he waited for the second flash. The first, you know, here it is.
So let's see, lauNX, I think, ate that first one.
Yeah. So he didn't get the second one.
And I swear, when he jiggled out to the second time on the right side, he ate another one. Yeah, it's really like just white screen, white screen.
Yeah, so you could see right there in the feed, I think, Refresh had flashed XELLOW.
Right.
So, yeah, a little bit of team flashing going on. Now, of course, the Valve flash indicator, it's not perfect, right? It's not how HLTV would break it down in their stats, but we can only read what's in front of us right now, and that didn't read good, just like my English.
Read good, I do.
Me talk video game.
Me video game talky man.
Shoot, shoot, bang, bang.
Let's see. All tied up. Shibari style.
Refresh has an AUG. I don't know if that's the difference maker. Just an
observation.
Yep.
Yeah, in case you were wondering.
He does have an AUG.
Yeah, he does. Not sure what particular fights he was planning on taking, but
this is a classic. This is going to be an apartment's waterfall if they can get past this setup, Alex.
Yeah, but that's XELLOW. You got to get past him, and he is no slouch to try and barrel bait, and he gets it, gets out. drops the incendiary and can safely reposition. Oh no! Refresh! They disrespect his flames and it leads to his demise. Now they've got space to stretch unless XELLOW wants to take it from them. Actively taking this boiler fight. There's 3 of them there. There should be a flash. They're trying to recede, but he'll get early info if they do this.
Siphon's coming as well.
Sweep through.
Oh, they've given up so much space here. They will play for info on the CT side. Stair's going to call nothing long. I expect a sweep from XELLOW and Zyphon.
lauNX has a smoke in his hand, so as soon as he sees anything, he can smoke him off at 50 seconds. Yeah, he smoked it now.
He's just picked up some more utility.
Another one.
So he's got a bucket load to stall this out. Stair's also here as well.
lauNX can re-smoke now. Nade first, slow them down, get that smoke out. 38 seconds.
Drop it, boys.
Stair tries to throw the stop util, but they are ahead. They're in. OG have a chance now. 4 on 4. It has to be a bit of a death match now. They still need to plant that bomb. They're looking for lauNX, hiding at the back of the site. Stair wants to stand and bang they will. 3 in the feed from the CTs leaves Degster scratching his head and tapping 1. Needs a whole lot more, and lauNX will finish. Isolated member on that B site, holds his nerve, plays it well through all of that utility, rotting the clock, and makes it 14.
And some successful flashes there as well. You saw them in the feed again. This time it was on the enemy and not the teammates. So this little trade top mid, a great one here from Nexa, as you mentioned, ahead of the flames. That pressure, they pushed it again, and once more Banana, they beat the util. They had the space, but Sprout reacted perfectly and grabbed themselves 14 first.
XELLOW has 33 effective flashes in.
Damn. All right.
That's a lot of flashbang assists. I noticed a couple in the feed. I think he had a good haul early. Now that's an interesting one. Zyphon wants to be peeking around this. Viku's far too wise to your reindeer games.
Curious if they heard any footsteps of him there.
Yeah, the flames can mask a bit, but you'll probably pick up on the retreat.
Well, they want to try it again. This is going to be the Apps waterfall, and this time into Refresh and Zyphon. The AWP is on the other side of the map this time round.
Yeah, this looks great. A good call out of Nexa. How does Zyphon and Refresh handle this? Zyphon down. It's flames again. Just that sharp entrance into the site. 2 headshots, problem solved, left, right, and indeed good night, at least for round 28.
Sticking to his guns there. Nexa calling the same round 2 rounds in a row, right? That's ballsy, right? The first time, okay, we walk into the AWP. The second time, there's no way. And they were right. It was a good call. Called the bluff. And this is just a tug of war, an arm wrestle, a back and forth as Nexa, already appearing to be on the hunt, might catch XELLOW off guard. The scope would have been heard at this range. I thought it would have been heard. Yeah, okay. I didn't think he was acknowledging that, but definitely down now. AWP removed.
Got his dancing shoes on here, Nexa.
Good shooting. And this is a good game of Counter-Strike. I do like, you can see the mental warfare, the individuals with some big impact moments.
But also, yeah, it was interesting with the way you framed it, because it immediately put me in XELLOW's shoes. Like, I've just locked down this part of the map. Okay, well, I guess my services are needed over here. You head over there, and then you feel completely helpless and nullified.
And that's some of the keys, right? Because AWPers, if they have good spawns, usually like to take them. And this is the mind games, right? Because not only as an in-game leader, you're calling against your opponent, you're also having to think about what that other AWPer is likely to do. Because for both Degster and XELLOW in this matchup, we've seen them as the tempo setters for their team. They send the sharpest tool forward first, and yeah, you're going to be feeling rough about that leg shot, trying to course correct, couldn't get it done, but they can get a buy back. Feels like we've had more than enough gun rounds this game.
No doubt about it. Let's see how this one shapes up. Early nade down mid from Refresh is swallowed by Nexa. They've gone for a 3-2 division of defensive resources. Lining up for those mid flashes. XELLOW will lose vision, has to respect it, gives up top mid. Refresh, though, just wants to stand and does get 1.5. NEOFRAG left on 30. Bomb rapid long side, smokes are up, Stair and lauNX just locked out for another 15 seconds, but so is flameZ. He's lost the bomb. XELLOW with an important connection. Re-smoke short, that's going to delay even further. Hay bale's tempting, but back is turned and bodies fall. Sprout, 15 secure and doing so clean. Only the 1 casualty.
Oof, okay, they really cleaned that one up quite quickly there. It felt like there was so much pressure coming their way, but just stepping off of each other, taking those peaks, making it look easy. And another buy. It feels like OG can't be kept down here. The money just continuing to be bolstered for round number 30. Overtime?
I'd like some. It's been close enough to justify it. Let's see.
Been a good game.
If OG will oblige. XELLOW this time towards the banana area, and look at that apps on the map. They're going for the same thing.
This is a backbreaker right here. Look at the speed on this.
Oh, this is going to be the full pile driver for overtime.
Refresh is anti-flash right now. This could be key.
Yeah, last time flameZ got here free. Siphon, refresh, called upon. Bodies falling, flameZ, Kratos, Fiku, both of them, A site open. It's not done yet. Rotates on its way. They don't know the site is clear. They're starting to work it out. Feels a bit too quiet around here. Stop utility as the bomb goes down. A 3 versus 4 retake. Overtime or bust. There is a kit. Plenty of them. XELLOW on this AWP to try and fight Pit. It's not a favorable fight by any stretch of the imagination. Smokes Pit, kind of like that. Makes Dexter have to work a little harder, but still that bomb is ticking. OG a couple of seconds away. Longs to clear. Nex is ready, and so are we. Strap on in. It's time for overtime.
Music's nice.
Oh, I love the little musical intermission.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's something we should investigate more often. I mean, you guys missed the freestyle rapping, but we'll come back to that. As this was the shutdown to take us to overtime, it was Fiku that steps up.
How many more rounds can you run the apps waterfall onto A?
I've seen teams try it and give up after 1.
Yeah?
You know, never mind 6 back-to-back attempts successful.
Let's go again.
Why not?
Call it again.
Where's XELLOW? He better be A. He is. He is. No surprises there. This is where Nexa calls the all-in B.
Yeah, right. Well, he's going to look for some banana control here early. This is the classic default spread, and Dexter bringing out the AWP. Mantle on the boost for the T-stairs clear, a higher elevation, and a shot whistles past. Banana control next on the agenda here is, well, longs and Stair have been happy to give it over quite regularly.
They are going to flash, and Dexter will...
Thank you very much.
It's just a reaction speed test at that point.
And now you know nothing of what's going on in Banana. If you got past him with Sandbag and no util came, you go, it's just Dexter. Now it's just XELLOW. So good luck, my friend, because there's about to be 5 angry Ts knocking on the door of A.
Oh, God. 4 bullets.
Okay, so he needs to collapse.
Yeah, it needs one of them to be a collateral. That's all. Oh, and he hears it coming. Lads. Mid. Oh, and a miss. That's the end of that. That is the end of that. First round of overtime. MR3 first to 19.
It wasn't the apps pop.
It wasn't the amps pop.
Bit of variance in the play right there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny because when you ran that scenario simulation in my head of what happens if Dexter doesn't hit that shot, entirely different round. Stairs across, you have no idea if it's just Dexter on his own because Stair is across, no one's committed, and XELLOW's not on an island being run down by an entire squad of angry OG.
Yeah, the impact of these kills here is OG, look, if getting into this position, right, this is where OG have more experience than this Sprout roster, right? In terms of experience overall, OG still have that in buckets of spades, but we're talking when games get close, when to overtime, they should be a little bit more prepared for this type of environment. The fact that they were able to call their way into this with some pretty, I want to say stubborn, right? But it worked, so it was good calling. I think once upon a time I called like we're losing a train game, so this is how far back we have to go, and there was like a call of just doing this inside push on the CT side for like 6 rounds in a row.
And you just never stopped calling it.
Yeah,
never
it just kept working. Just kept doing it.
Lads, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I do love this. We've got our player lounge cams. You'll be tuning in throughout the week. Get to see those movers and shakers as they pull up and set up.
Well, we're here from Wednesday until next Tuesday, and then we only have a 2-day break, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and then we're back in the arena Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So not a 4-day break anymore.
I'm down to clown with a 2-day break. Sometimes 4 days.
It's a long time.
I just had to put my head back on, you know, I had to put the hat back on and work out exactly, as a viewer, I mean. Never mind as a commentator.
I think we also have to talk about the ramifications of losing those apartment pops, right? Because now it means that Refresh is playing forward in apartments, and well, now they're going to be working up Banana quite easily here. There's not too much resistance. Sprout have been dictated to too many times, right? They tried to out-gamble, out-maneuver, and now they're the ones who are kind of feeling the echoes of those rounds.
It's like they're XELLOW averse. Like, he's just arrived, and we see 4 people just recede.
Maybe Dexter can sense other AWPers.
Yeah, maybe.
I know he's got a lot of skill, but that would be one that we didn't know he had.
His AWP just glows red when there's an enemy AWP nearby.
Oh, they did the same clear top Banana, the same warning shot that AWP, this time not connecting, and Refresh is up to get a face full of lead.
Oh, Fiku's done it again, this time. Head hunting in the apartment.
He's been good, hasn't he?
He has been great.
Impactful kills from Fiku here alongside of flameZ, the Fs.
Yeah, and then I remind you that there's Nexa, Dexter as well, all of which have had these individual capabilities demonstrated very clearly.
This is what we hope to avoid in overtime here, but Sprout with another save. I think it's 12,500 that we're looking at in overtime now here. So yeah, they're not going to give it a go. They'll gladly give away round number 17. OG will need 19 to get it done in overtime number 1. If we go 18-18, we do it all again. But there's the replay of those 2 tidy shots from Fiku, just bopping them. Aim mapping in the apartments.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself in Refresh's shoes. You've been having so many issues with this particular part of the map. You go and put yourself there, and then you feel the wrath of Fiku. It just feels like, okay, so even when I'm accounting for it, I can't beat it. What do I do now?
Look, they didn't go for that round, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have XELLOW with 7k, Stare with 5k, lonX with 9k. So one of them is going to drop a gun for Refresh. But my point here is,
you could have done more.
You could have definitely at least had a look.
Yeah.
Right? NEOFRAG's brought out a DAC. Like, we have to be on board with this rush. Show us what NEOFRAG's going to get up to here. Probably nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Ah!
Yeah. Bait and switch.
Come on, man.
I was excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
Double AWP, though. There's a reason to save. Not really, actually. Nope, never mind. They've still got 6 grand.
Well, let's see if it works. Maybe this will be the difference maker regardless. No Banana info. That is
look at this.
ideal.
He's just licking his chops at the fact he's top Banana with 90 seconds still on the clock. It means his team have got all their util, all their bells, all their whistles. And one right back from Stay, because he's lined up for the pop. LauNX to profit. That secondary AWP could be the difference maker.
It's about to be smoked off. He's going to have to play in front of this.
Whoops, better of it. And they are blind on A. They have no idea. Just holding short and jiggling long. And therefore, OG can just sit, relax, and then get those 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs in the sky. LauNX really going to be hard pressed. Oh, wow, finds it just before the smoke does plume. 5v, we'll make it 4 versus 4. Nexa does catch Stare. LauNX has to accept the site is lost. Refresh through smoke onto Fiku. Backs the AWPer up now. XELLOW and Zyphon to rotate through. A double AWP retake, still not ideal, but looks like LauNX has got a chance here onto... Oh! Onto flameZ, I was trying to say. Instead, he rustles some more jimmies. 27 as he keeps on farming. This could be a spotless OGT side here. Looking for the 3-0. Thick and fast. flameZ looking for more already. Farmed up the first. Here comes number 2 and 3. flameZ for OG puts them on 18. 3 opportunities to get this one locked in.
Absolutely flawless stuff right here. And this is fantastic. The way they even got this into the overtime scenario was just with some apps pops, but now we're seeing a bit more diversity in that play, right? Some more defaults. And one of the keys here, I thought that there was more than enough stop utility. There it is, the shot through the smoke from flameZ, just deleting LauNX from that Coffin's position. But I thought there was a smoke, there was a molly, there was util that could have been used from Sprout to stall out the push, and they used it only defensively, so reactively to the take. That backside wall smoke drop, the one that lauNX drops in front of him to try and lurk behind, didn't even get a chance to use it, was actually used against him. And yeah, I think for Sprout, this is going to be one of these learning curves, these mental learning curves, which is a harsh lesson because they definitely had opportunities to close this out. But OG, they haven't given up. They've had some really good calling here from Nexa. We've got a bit of a tech issue here with Mr. Z. Oh, are we back?
Wow, that was so immersive. We had audio issues as XELLOW had audio issues.
Yeah.
It's like we kind of became one.
I felt like what a fish in a tank would be like in that scenario.
It was quite a sobering reality as well. We are just kind of standing in a room talking.
It did remind me when we went scuba diving that one time.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't so peaceful. It was a bit murky, the water.
Twas. Well, murky waters for Sprout is the point you were making, in that, yeah, OG certainly looking like that little extra layer is paying dividends. Now you can see that actually an interesting game going on over on your second stream.
Permitter?
Yes, Permitter, the curveball underdog from the Polish qualifier.
Against Furia, and they're having a rough go of things. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how far the Sprout can go on their T side. I mean, the bar is set as high as it could have been. You need a flawless T side.
4 players, top banana.
What?
This is a change-up for OG.
Because they can. Because they got 3 opportunities.
Precisely.
You're going to start getting a bit gambly, a bit fruity. And they leave. So they dump the util. And it's interesting that they haven't been completely warded off by all of that. It just means that, of course, NEOFRAG has got a full belt, which he needs to use. In fact, he's going to... Ooh, could get sprayed down on this one. Jewel, taken, stare, one.
Hit the trade.
NEOFRAG does go down to XELLOW. LauNX caught some flack in the meantime. It is only Degster there, and he's fired off the shot while blind. Advantage Sprout rotates in now. Do you want to commit? Refresh just leading by example. He just charges across with the bomb. Says, this is what we're doing. Degster could have ruined their dreams. Instead, Refresh shuts him down after the one.
Oh no!
Flashed. Flames denies.
Zyphon's not here.
Refresh is gone, and it's only XELLOW. He hears the relocation. Flames back sight now. And they do find Flames. That's a big observation frag from Zyphon, just catching a pixel. And Nexa will fall. Okay, sweat off of the brow. Can we recap how that went upside down so quick?
OG were just unrelenting, right? So they brought 4 players top B. They throw the initial banana control utility, which was disrespected by Sprout. NEOFRAG this time got caught off guard, right? So he underhands, he tries to extinguish. Sure, that happens, but they get peeled apart top banana. Degster knew that he needed to show that presence alone to stall them out, and he did. He made them question. But the next wave is like, well, you've just dealt with the first attack, and then the second attack came knocking. And finally, they stabilized late. There was a good shot on towards flameZ, who was at the back pillar. That was very key. Usually a strong position for at least one. I think maybe his knee would have been spotted because he was crouching. But not a clean round for Sprout, right? They had to do that the hard way. So maybe a few more of those coming their way. Is another gambly lean from OG. This time, 3 towards the top of banana. Flames long and Nexa over towards that pit side. You can see him there on the balcony with the X-ray as LauNX and Zyphon do completely clear out the corridors of halls and boiler. Oh, flashy the way there. You see the timing on that. One from the CTs, one from the Ts.
An equivalent exchange leaves him standing still. Ooh, I thought the stack nades were heading towards stair there.
They're all leaving? They just all left B.
Has just maneuvered with the aid of a smoke right up into it, but Degster's timing impeccable.
Whatever they trying to get a read on here. They have to fight mid. They have to clear this out.
Oh, what? Another one. Another Degster flash react. Just pulls the trigger as the screen goes blank.
You have to execute B, like right now. Dexter's coming back.
What's this hesitation?
I'm not sure.
They're waiting for something. Nades, NEOFRAG, still up, over, bomb down, Sprout. They need this round. Getting locked on, hunted, and falling apart, just dilapidated on the final hurdle. One back from Zyphon, but it's secure. OG, the favorites, will convert. Sprout tested and perhaps some lessons learned along the way.
Yeah, 19-16, close matchup right there. Discombobulated in moments from both teams here. but a learning curve and a harsh one for Sprout. They had chances to get this done in regulation, but some stubborn calling from Nexa to get them across the line. OG will pick up the best-of-1 victory here, and it looks like we have James Banks trying to find a player on the sideline here for a bit of an interview. Who do you think he's going to pick?
Ooh, if I had to guess...